Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy. We're back with FM23 and IFK Goteborg, and today we start our Champions League qualifying campaign. We're in the second qualifying round. We're against Olimpia from Ljubljana in Slovenia, and we're going to see how far we can go in European qualifying, especially in the Champions League. We'll see where we end up when we get to the league phase. Hopefully we'll still be in the league phase, whether that's the Conference League or the Europa League, or maybe we go the distance in Champions League. We'll wait and see. Drop a like on the video if you're enjoying them, leave comments, subscribe, turn on notifications, check out the second channel down below, all of that stuff. Before we face Olimpia though, we have got a draw for the third qualifying round, so we'll see who we face if we defeat Olimpia. And for this, I'm going to put on my headphones because we get to hear the Champions League anthem. We're not seeded. We'll play one of 12 teams, including Copenhagen, which could be a tough one. Dinamo Zagreb would also be tough. Zalgiris and Derry are sides that we could probably beat. So let's view the draw, and you can hear it. So let's just enjoy it. The Champions League anthem. First time we're hearing it in the save. What's everybody saying? I'm going to talk over it though, otherwise it's just awkward, isn't it? Drita are here. Apparently that's a surprise. RFS. Okay. Let's go into the draw. You can still hear it, so that's fine. We're going to go overview, and we're going to put the speed up to 3, and we're going to start the draw, and let's just see how it goes. As the anthem plays, we'll see who we have in the third round if we defeat Olimpia, and we're in the first draw, and we are against either Derry City or Slovan Bratislava in the third qualifying round if we get past Olimpia. We'll have a look at the rest of the teams as they come out. Shakhtar get a home tie for their first leg. There's Molde, there's Copenhagen, which would have been a difficult tie, I think. Sheriff's a tie, which we may have got something against. There's Red Star, Dinamo Zagreb still in this tie. I think that's Maccabi Tel Aviv as well. Karabag, Constanza. Farrell Constanza won the Romanian league? That's an interesting one. This is the Champions draw, so these teams all won their respective leagues. But it is either Derry City of the Republic of Ireland or Slovan Bratislava of Slovakia if we get past Slovenia's Olimpia Ljubljana. Last episode, we took on Malmo, and of course, when we face Malmo at the moment, we just seem to lose every single time, and that's what happened here. We lost 2-0 at home, a rare home defeat for us as well. And once again, they've done the double over us this season. 4 defeats in the last 4 meetings, so 90 minutes in the league, and it needs to change. Next season, it needs to change. We also took on IK Sirius off camera, and this was an annoying match. We went 1-0 down after 13 minutes. We failed to clear the ball when Kouakou scored to give the home side a lead. We won a penalty after 35 minutes. Juan Peñalosa stepped up to take the penalty. It was saved and onto the bar by Hagen, but he managed to at least get the rebound in to equalise. With 5 minutes to go, we did equalise. Elias Hagen with the ball to Marco Olivieri, and he scores to put us in front. But then Sirius equalised themselves. Zalakesh not doing good enough. Kouakou gets the ball in off the post. It rolls over the goal line. It's 2-2. It's another draw, and it's more drop points. So that leaves the league table looking like this. We have lost some ground, and we're in third place. We're 2 points behind Hammarby, and we're now 4 points behind Malmo. So we've got some work to do now with 3 draws and 2 defeats. You know, we've lost that lead at the top of the table. We had a lead for a good 5 or 6 weeks, and unfortunately that's fallen away after failing to win 3 of our last 4 league games. But today we're focusing on the Champions League and Olimpia Ljubljana. There is a home game in between against Djurgården, which hopefully we can win, but Djurgården's doing well themselves. They're in 4th place, and they could leapfrog us if they win as well. We're hitting a bit of a bad patch in the league, and hopefully it doesn't last much longer. Okay, I've got the feeling this is going to be quite an even tie. Olimpia, looking at some of their players, are very sort of evenly matched compared to our players. In team news, Peñalosa is injured. He's out for about a couple of weeks with an injury. Larsen and Andraka are also injured. Olsen's still not fit to return. So Melvenberg's going to replace Peñalosa. Kulikov's still not scored in a while. I'm going to drop him today. Olivieri's going to start alongside Abdullahi. We're going to get Markovic on the left-hand side. We're really struggling for options in these wide areas at the moment. Carnell's going to have to go onto the bench, and he's barely played this season. Probably going to try and sell him, actually. Get into another Swedish club. Get in some solid minutes. Munkbo's going to replace Kalle Johansson, which we'll try and keep it fresh because we have just played a game in the week. Tronson's going to replace Larkesh. Larkesh is disappointing me so far. He's been a poor signing. Kuzu's going to go back as the ball in midfielder because he was suspended in that last game against Sirius. Hausner will stay at right back as Olsen and Larsen, neither of those fit to play. So I think that is the side that we're going to go with. It's not the strongest side we can put out, but you know, we're struggling for fitness, injuries. There's a few issues going on at the moment. You will notice a player on the bench that we have signed. Yes, that is Ruben Loftus-Cheek that we've signed, 29 years of age. He was a free agent. I was looking through the expired contract, seeing who we can maybe bring in on a cheeky trial. Loftus-Cheek was one of those players. I went to the agent. I saw how much he'd want. Not a lot. We're paying him £1,500 a week. And he's on a 2-year contract till the end of 2027. So Loftus-Cheek has joined the club on a free transfer, very cheap wage, looks, very, very solid. I couldn't believe how little he wanted for a wage. He's been at Chelsea since he was a kid, essentially. And he's barely played in the past few years. He played 24 games in 2021-22. Since then, only featured 3 times in the league. I put a couple of youngsters on the bench just to fill it out. Ahmad Holm is on the bench, which is the guy that we got on our youth intake last season that has good finishing but is physically very limited. We are strong favourites for this first leg, but I feel like the second leg could very well go the Slovenians' way, so we need a win here. I want to do better in Europe than we did last season. I might have just skipped the Champions League anthem once again, but we've already heard it once in this video. Kuza with a header. It's onto the top of the bar, and it is, the first chance for us. Yeah, the second leg I feel could go their way, so we need to win this first leg. And I want to get further in Europe. Last season, we kind of disappointed by going out to Bigoni, but we're great in qualifying. We upset Lazio of all teams. We're then losing to the Poles in the knockouts was not good. Kuzu with a switch of play to Markovic. We don't have Markovic and Melvin Berg swapping at the moment because they don't really play on the other wing as well as our usual wide men do. That was offside anyway. I was about to say good defending then. Florix with a set piece for Olympia. It's a long ball and the keeper's come out for it. Dahlberg does get to it and sends it long quickly, but Olivieri's not going to get there. But it's a mistake by Estrada and Olivieri could go through here. The finish is poor. We haven't had a shot on target yet. We've had about 8 shots. This is where we really need a Marcus Berg up top, not Melvin Berg. I kept calling him Marcus Berg the last time. It's Melvin Berg. I don't know if they're related or not. Probably not. Samuel Pedro to Doffo. And the Slovenians looking to come forward again here. They haven't created too much, but they have got into our half a little too much for my liking. Estrada again loses the ball. And Abdullahi sent on his way. I don't think he's going to get that shot away, though he is. And he does get the goal. It is 1-0. 3.5 minutes left of the first half. Abdullahi gets it. And it is 1-0. Little bit lackadaisical at the back, Olympia. Once again, Estrada giving the ball away. Abdullahi goes through it. I thought he was going to shoot from like there and fluff it, but actually no, it was a smart finish with the outside of the boot as well. We've dominated the game, not a lot of shots on target. We haven't been at our best, but we have got a 1-0 lead. We need a bigger lead than that though. I still think that second leg is not going to go in our favour. I really think we need to try and win this by like 2 or 3 goals if we can, just to really get some breathing space in there. Olivier's got the ball here. Might be a chance to double our lead early in the second half. Good skill there. And Melvin Berg, it was fouled. And is that going to be a corner? A penalty, excuse me? No. We get a corner kick. I've gone for a calm down shout. The team's in good spirits. Tronson's got a chance to put this in here. Olivieri's at the far post. And he finds him. And Olivieri doubles the lead. 18th for the season now for Olivieri. He's getting more than Kulikov is. And that surprised me. I thought Olivieri would get a bunch. Get a number of goals. But he's far and away our top scorer so far this season. And he's doubled our lead barely 2 minutes into the second half. Could be a chance for a third here. Let's just see how many goals we can get. Both going all the way here. And it was actually in the end deflected by the defender. But good skill there. Good piece of play by Melvin Berg. Given we're controlling the game, I'm just going to drop the tempo a little bit. And we're just going to try and regroup. Just try and conserve that energy. Because we've got some big games coming up. Hammarby at home in the league this coming weekend. I would take off Hausner, but I don't have anyone else that can play right back on the bench, I don't think. So it might be a case of leaving him on and hoping that he doesn't get hurt. Because both of our other fullbacks or right backs are injured. Here's Eman Markovic, who's not been too involved in the play today, but he might be here. Melvin Berg gets his first goal for the club, and it's 3-0 with 62 minutes gone. Melvin Berg gets his first senior goal for the club. That's nice to see. And we're dominating this first leg as I wanted us to. Maybe I overestimated Olympia, but I still think the second leg is going to be a tough game. But Melvin Berg, good header at the far post, gets his goal for the club. And we're in a good place. Now we can probably make some changes. Florix to Pozovic. And, the Slovenians get a goal back. Ivan Pozovic has it. But I think it's going to be disallowed. Yeah, it's not going to count. No VAR in Champions League qualifying. And he was just a smidge offside. One more change we can make. Nissen's going to come off and Carlen is going to play centre-back just for a few minutes, just so we can keep the team fresh. But 3-0 after the first leg. Great position to be in. Bit of breathing space, and it wouldn't be the end of the world now if we did end up failing to win in Slovenia. We have a 3-0 lead, so we're in a good position. Okay, we're against Djurgården. Any goals, of course, I will show them to you. Made a few changes to the side, but we're in a good place. Same injuries, same team really. We've got a penalty, 32.5 minutes gone. It was Melvin Berg brought down. Emma Markovic a chance to give us a 1-0 lead here. Very calmly taken penalty. And we do lead 1-0. It is 2-0. Olivieri with his 19th for the season. 3 minutes left in the first half. And Ziad Larkesh with the assist as well. A good attacking return for the Algerian. Abdullahi, some brilliant hold-up play. Markovic gets it back out to Ziad Larkesh. Good first touch, gets it away from the defender. Olivieri's at the near post. Beats Zetterström 2-0. Well, 2-0 was the final score. Djurgården's actually been down to 10 as well. Earlier in the second half, Dopo got a straight red card. We didn't get any more goals. Created plenty more, but just could not find the goal. Kulakov came on, couldn't get his goal. Loftus-Cheek played a good half an hour as well, but we just could not get any more goals than that. But it's 3 points, so a good performance. And now hopefully we can finish the job against Olympia, and then we will be against, who is it? Either Derry or Slovan Bratislava in the next round. The first leg did end 2 goals apiece in Ireland, so Bratislava with the home advantage in the second leg. You would think we'd get through against the Irish side, but we'll see. Sebastian Olsen is back in full training, which is great news. We actually have a natural right back that can play. Hausner played mainly as a centre back last season, but he's been getting some games at right back quite regularly this season. He's started there more often than centre back. We are in a summer transfer window, so we have been scouting a bunch of teenagers across Europe and now in the world as well. We're starting scouting Africa and South America as well. We do have money in the bank. We have about £2.5 million and we have wide budget to spend. I'm not going to buy first team players unless they're homegrown and really good, but in that case they're probably too expensive for us. But any sort of really good players that I find that can be homegrown in a few years, I'll definitely have a look for them and see if I can find a really good one. And in terms of sales, I'll probably loan some players out that aren't quite good enough to get into the first team, but players like Norlin I'd probably look to move on even though it's homegrown, and the same with Carnell as well. These are 2 players here that I would probably look to try and move on either in the summer or in the winter. And it seems like the interest from Dortmund over Fredrik Nissen has gone away, which is good news. Although we have got him on a new deal, which means he's a star player and he has to play every game. Okay, second leg. I'm not going to go into too much detail in the match because we're in a good position and hopefully nothing disastrous happens. So again, much like the Djurgården's game, any goals, of course, I will show them to you. Here we go. For the last time in the video, let's have a listen to the Champions League anthem. There is the starting 11. Larkesh was good against Djurgården. He keeps his place. Olivieri and Abdullahi up top, keeping Kulakov out of the team because he hasn't scored in a while. And already with 3 minutes on the clock, Abdullahi has made it 4 on aggregate and scored his first goal of the night. Brilliant team goal. Melvin Berg involved. Olivieri heads it down for Abdullahi. They're both onside. It's a smart finish. It's 1-0. Well, how about that? It's finally 2-0 after a couple of disallowed goals, and it's Ruben Loftus-Cheek that gets it. It's only, I think, his 3rd game in a Göteborg shirt, and he's doubled our lead on the night. It's now 5-0 on aggregate. Olivieri had the ball in the net twice in the first half, but they didn't count. Loftus-Cheek, nice long-range strike, found some space, and scores to make it 2-0 on the night. And that will do it. We didn't need to worry too much about these guys, actually. They did put 5 past Lon, the Northern Ireland side, but we dominated the first leg. They did put up a fight in the second leg. They played well. We defended well, though, and we got 2 goals at the other end. Let's see if we're going to be facing in the third qualifying round. Slovan Bratislava host Derry in the second leg. It's 2-2 after the first leg. So let's see if they can use their home advantage in Slovakia and get the job done. No, they can't. They drew on the night, and Derry City in extra time win the game and go through to the third qualifying round. So we're going to Ireland. Derry come from behind to equalise on the night, send it through to extra time, and then Jamie McGonigal in the 105th minute gets the winner for Derry City. And the Irish side, which is actually in the Northern Irish side, which is actually playing in the Irish League, are through to the third qualifying round, and they'll be our opponents in the next round. Rare case of a club playing in a league which isn't in its own country. It's like Cardiff, Swansea and Wrexham playing in England. They're Welsh clubs. So we'll continue with the Champions League journey next time with 2 legs against Derry City. We have Bromma in a game off camera and we host newly promoted Braga in between those 2 legs. So we'll continue with the Champions League qualifying journey and Derry City our next opponents. And I think that means that we will at the very least be in the league phase of the Conference League again. But hopefully we'll get past Derry with little difficulty. We'll find out next time. For now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below. Strong performance from the guys against the Slovenians of Olympia. Can we do the same against the Irish? We'll have to wait and see. Will we get the luck of the Irish? Find out next time. For now, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.